Alright, fair use.
Everyone is super concerned about World War III, except me, because I live not here, right there. No, seriously, this is my front door to my bomb shelter. It's pretty cozy, and I don't have to worry about anything happening in the news. I do have a blast-proof door, so no one's getting in. It is kind of heavy, though. Also, my air is filtered, so I'm good. I can't say that about my thoughts, though. Totally unfiltered. I probably have enough pasta down here to survive the fall of civilization and probably the carb guilt. Don't worry, I have plants. It's fake. It's kind of fake. And my neighbor's cat ate half of it. It's kind of sad, but like I feel like I rescued it and I don't have the heart to get rid of it. Oh, and someone gave me a beer today. And I'm very happy because it's called a stripper glitter. Isn't that fun? I don't worry about World War III because I have plenty of canned food and lots and lots and lots of water. Oh, and also I've got a lot of MREs and a lot of whatever this stuff is. That food. I've got enough food to last me forever. Well, kind of forever. So seriously, I think I'm the most prepared person for World War III that ever existed. And since half of you are just going to come here and yell, "Go Bills," go ahead. Go ahead. Leave it in the comments. Bye, guys.
I started running my home garage because the workwear industry wasn't working.
Alright, first and foremost, I would like to give all glory, all honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, alright, who taught this word in truth and in sincerity. Salutations to the hopeful light that's pushing this word as well. Alright, this is your brother Lamar Allah just coming back with another lesson, okay? And as you can see, Shesau is proud. She's proud as hell. And she thinks her bomb shelter is going to save her. You see? But little does she know that there's more to World War III than World War III. Okay? There's a lot more that's going to be going on. You see? Before those missiles hit. So, you know, I'm going to get a couple scriptures and Lord willing is just straight to the point and edifying to the sheep of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Okay? First I'm going to start off in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, okay? And I'm going to start at verse 10. And it reads, "Enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust for the fear of the Lord Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty." It says, "The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down. And the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day." You see? So her proud look, you see? Her proud look is going to be brought down. And it's not just her, you know. It's the top, the elites as well. You know? They're going to have to flee to the rocks. They're going to have to flee to their bomb shelters and to find some type of way to escape. But little do they know they will not escape. Okay? They're going to run in fear, as the scriptures say. For the Lord Yahweh and his majesty, Yahushai, coming back. Okay? I'm going to keep reading. It says, "For the day of the Lord Yahweh of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty." And we saw the pride in her, right? "And upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low." Okay? So even you, who has your so-called, has the monetary benefits to attain a bomb shelter, that bomb shelter is not going to hold up. You know? And I don't know if you know, I know bros remember, Akim, I know y'all remember that movie. It's called, what is it called? leaving the world behind, right? Remember that bomb shelter, right? That the little girl went into at the end of that movie. And what happened? There was no one in there. So there's going to be so much going on that you won't even be able to prepare yourself you won't even be able to plan it out to be where you are. That's how, what it says, the day of the Lord shall come like a thief in the night. So you're not gonna, if you're not in that bomb shelter, you know, I speak as a man as well, months or weeks ahead of things coming, then you might not even make it to your bomb shelter as we saw in that movie. You see? So yeah, her. As a matter of fact, let me get this in Second Esdras, because there's going to be a lot more going on than just you finding out there's a war and alarms going off, and then you get a chance to run into your damn bunker. No, that's not how it's going to play out. Okay, maybe some of you might make it to your bomb shelters, but definitely not all of you. Okay, but this is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15. And I'll start at verse 12. And it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. The ultimate plague is going to be the thermonuclear missiles. Okay? It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fear constellation. You see? Just the sight of those missiles are going to you're going to put fear into you. You got to understand, when war comes, there's a lot that's happening in your actual land, in your community, that shall that's going to take place before these missiles hit. Okay? You won't be able to work anymore. You won't be able to do anything anymore. Okay? It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is of course, your guns, right? Everybody and their mama got a gun in every house. You got to remember that there's going to be famines and these pestilences, and these things are going to happen before those nukes hit. So you're going to have to survive through all the destruction and the chaos in the cities before you can even make it to your so-called underground bunker. You see? It says, verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? So you're gonna, and that's exactly how it was in that movie. How it portrayed in that movie. When friends fought against each other, all right? Then you had, I can't remember, it's the movie that came after that, where they were fighting in America, and that dude asked, what kind of American are you? You see? And this shows the sedition among men. Americans, so-called Americans, fighting Americans, the race wars. Then you're going to have, of course, your gender wars. I mean, a little bit of all of that. And what does the scripture say? A kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. Okay? And it says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So when these things and these seditions and these pestilences are going on, you don't know when this stuff is going to start. All right? You don't know when your streets are going to be shut down. You could be buying some at at Woodman's to put inside your bunker and not even make it back home to your bunker. You see? Remember that again in that video, Leave the World Behind. You see all the Teslas and all the back the bridge and the roads were backed up with nobody in their cars, right? You might not even make it home. Okay? You don't know when everything is going to get shut down. It says, verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? And that's what I'm talking about. You don't know when this is going to happen, when these missiles are going to hit, or when they're going to be shot. But you have everything that's going to happen before that time. You see? Like it just said, the destruction because of famine, because of the lack of bread, the lack of water. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. This is coming upon the entire world. Of course, the elites, the elites of the elites are going to make it into theirs, and we're going to drag them out. So and that's another thing. You best believe that the ones that do escape the missiles, you will be drug out. You will be taken out of your holes. You see, the Lord's going to grant His men, along with Yahweh Shai is going to come back with the holy angels. All right, and you call them the UAPs or UFOs, but those are the chariots of the Lord. So we have angels on our side to come and take you out of your bunkers. The Lord's going to also give us power. You see, so you won't be able to hide. You might not even make it to your bunker. All of that pride. She. Hey, she Esau. She an Edomite. Probably ain't worth a fucking day in her damn life. But of course she got all the riches and she's able to afford a bunker and have all of that food. But hey, all of that food is gonna be stored for one of the men of the Lord. All right, let me get back to the scriptures. I want to go back to Isaiah. Okay, this is back in Isaiah 2, and I'm gonna start at 19. And it actually is titled "The Fear of the Lord," and it reads, "And they shall go into the holes of the rocks, and into the caves of the earth, for fear of the Lord Yahweh, and for the glory of His majesty, when He ariseth to shake terribly the earth." Okay, so they're gonna run in fear. It says, "In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made, each one of himself to worship, and the moles and to the bats." You see, because people are worshiping the gods that they're worshiping, and these idols that they're worshiping are not going to be able to save them in that day. The fear of the Lord they're going to leave those idols, all right, and they're going to run in fear. They're going to try to hide. There's plenty of movies where you see where they tried to hide when destruction and things like that came. A lot of them, they ran into churches or whatever it may be. I can't think of the name of the what's name, but they always ran into somewhere where there was an idol, but the idol still didn't protect them. You see? And that's the same thing that's going to happen in the times to come. All right? It says, verse 21, "To go into the cleft of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for the fear of the Lord Yahweh and for the glory of His majesty." Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. It says, "When He arises to shake terribly the earth." It says, "Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils. For wherein is he to be accounted of?" You see, we're just mortal men. You see? So you're gonna you shouldn't have you're not gonna be able to trust in mortal man and his creations and his things. Versus who? He is, and He is the deliverer. You see, He is salvation, the only begotten Son of the Most High, and Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so you're talking about, what do you say? "I shall not meet thee as a man," roughly paraphrasing. You see? So you're trying to run from an all-knowing power. Okay? And it's not going to work, as I just stated. Okay? Well, as the scripture just stated. All right? And I'm going to go ahead and get this Amos, because, and this is for you Christians too. You see? This is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18, and it reads, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord Yahweh is darkness and not light." Okay? I can keep going. You see it, but it's darkness and not light. You think you're gonna be the rapture and all of this bullshit. All of this bullshit that you're coming that you think is that you're gonna be able to escape to, but you're not gonna be able to escape. You see? It says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on a wall, and a serpent bit him. So this is symbolizing if any you might escape one destruction or one calamity, but the next one is going to get you. And if the next one don't get you, then eventually the missiles are going to get you in the end. Because this place, Babylon the Great, is going to be totally destroyed. Okay? It says, knowing all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person are ye to be in? All holy conversation and godliness. What is it? What does it mean to be dissolved? All these things, all the works that are in everything that you see is going to be dissolved, sent back to made back into an element, or just straight powder. Okay. So it really don't have too much more, but hey, oh, you know what? I did say about the battle, about how the Lord's going to use his men. Hold on. Let me get that real fast, and then I'll end it off on that. Okay, because you're not going to be able to hide into your rocks and hide from the Lord. All right, you might not even make it to your bunker. This is Jeremiah 51:20. All right, and it reads, "Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee," who? His men, "I will break in pieces the nation, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms, and with thee I will break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider." So the Lord's going to give his men power. You see? And you best believe you will be dragged out of those bunkers and drug out of those the cleft of the rocks. All right. And you will be put into hardcore slavery. All right. He that leadeth into captivity must go into captivity. Okay. Or shall go into captivity. Slack it. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. All right. Well, to be honest, I mean, that's pretty much it. She thinks she's going to escape, just like the rest of them. The scriptures speak about how they think that their houses shall continue forever. But hey, no, it's not going to happen. Okay. So with that, I would like to give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Ruchak Wadash. Double honor unto the apostles and others, great millstone, taught this word in truth and in sincerity. Salutations to the whole elect that's pushing this word as well. Shalom.